Hey everybody, my name is Deja and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my reading template for 2022. So this will be my third year or fourth year with a reading tracker, and I originally based this off of Allie from Hardback Hoarder, but I've also taken a lot of inspiration from Kat Chats. And last year I just made it for myself as I did the year before, and I talked about it in one of my live streams and a whole bunch of people wanted it, so I gave it to them. But I thought I would make a video of it this year and show you guys how you can change it for yourself. If you don't know how like a spreadsheet works, it's like gonna be a little complicated and probably be overwhelming, but if you have any questions you can DM me. I'm just trying to give you guys the best that I can, but it is a little complicated if you do want to change anything. But I tried to make a template that would apply to a lot of people. It does have a lot of stuff in it. It's easy to delete things if you don't want to track as many things as I put, but I tried to put different things in here that I want to track and you guys might want to track as well. Okay, so obviously I'm going to be looking down because I am looking at my computer, but this is the basic template that I have. So right in the first two columns there is the month that you read the book, and it just is a little drop down menu. So if you click this, it shows up with all the months, and then obviously there is the title, and those two things don't move. Even when you slide over, they don't move. So you can make sure you are putting all the information with each book. And then your rating. So I have everything for half stars. And then you can put the author, if it's in a series or a standalone, the series name, the number it is in the series, the type of story, and for that I mean like novel, poetry, play, novella, anthology, graphic novel / manga. And then I put some basic genres that I think most people use for books. Audience is adult, YA, new adult, middle grade. Number of pages in the book, the format read, so this is audiobook, ebook, physical. The date you started the book and the date you finished the book, and it automatically calculates in this next column how many days you read it in. So you do not want to mess with this because it has a formula. Any of the cells that have a formula you don't want to mess with, and even these little drop down ones, if you type in something that is not in this drop down, then it'll tell you that it's not in it basically. And then the representation, I have queer, POC, disability, mental, religion, multiple, other, or none. Gender, woman, man, non-binary, other, or multiple. I have a little checkbox if the author is a person of color, if it's a reread, a DNF, an ARC, and then the year published, and then if it's indie published or not. So the next page is going to be where all the graphs are and everything calculates. So you have total books, the average books per month. This, like, you have to like click on it to see it. You can make the cells bigger if you want, it just will mess with everything. Then the total pages read in the whole year, number of rereads and number of DNFs, and then this calculates how many books per month you read, and then it shows up on this chart, which I will show you guys when I do an example of filled in. Then this tracks the books by type, and there will be a little pie chart. Same thing for percent of format of books read in, and then same for representation and indie published versus traditionally published. Then percent of intended audience. That's all tracked here. The ratings breakdown, and I have the little average rating one, and then the books by genre. And then the next one is the monthly stats. So it has the same thing: books read in, number of POC authors, number of rereads, number of DNFs, pages read, all of the genres that are the same that's on the other page, the format, the audience, the rating, and the type. And then I have some extra pages that you could definitely delete. The first 3 pages all go together. When you fill something in on this page, it automatically calculates to these pages. You will not really fill in anything for these 2 pages at all. It all automatically calculates, and you don't want to mess with it. But this one's just 2022 releases, so you can put the month that the book's being released, the day, the title, the author, the genre, the ARC status if you do ARCs, and once you get the received, it will turn this little cell a different color, and then once you've read it, it blocks out the whole row. And then if you slide over, it just does the total that you have in here, number of ordered. So I just have it, if you order it, it like checks it off there, so you know if you've pre-ordered it, number that you've actually read, and then releases by month calculates. And then here for people that do have ARCs, it's an ARC tracker. So the title, author, genre, release date, archive date. This is for NetGalley because on NetGalley they have archive dates, and then if you downloaded it, it turns a different color as well, and then if you reviewed it, it blocks it out so you know that you've reviewed it, and then the publisher. So those are all the pages. I'm going to bring you over to this little copy right over here to show you guys what it will look like if you fill it in. Okay, so I filled in some information for Pretty Girls, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and Grown. I didn't know how long the books actually were, like how many pages they are, but you can see this is just what it looks like when you fill it in. This automatically calculated when I put in the dates. And then when you go over to the yearly stats page, this is where I really wanted to show you guys. So it calculated the total number of books read. This averages it by 12. So far per month, I've only read 0.25 of a book. The total number of pages read, number of rereads was 1. I checked it off, number of DNFs. And then it calculated that I read 3 books. It moved this point up. And then you can see it says I read 3 novels. There's the pie chart, format, representation, indie published or traditionally published, number of POC authors, the audience, the braiding breakdown, and then the genres. And then over to monthly stats, it calculated the exact same thing for the months, and obviously all these will fill in as you read books for more months, and this will change as you read books for more months as well. So that's that. But I wanted to show you guys, if you're like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, I don't want to track all of this, like this is ridiculous, like I don't even read arcs, you can literally just go in and right click the column, and you can do delete column. If you're like, I don't care about the year that it was published, you don't care if it was indie published, delete. I'm personally going to get rid of these in mine because I don't really care about this column. So if you're like, okay, this is more manageable, I like this. Now if you go here, obviously we got rid of the indie published. So now that chart is gone. You can completely just delete the chart. And to do that, you just click on the chart and then you click the dots and then you click delete chart. And then obviously you would delete these cells as well. And then you just need to go up here to the fill in and change them both to white. And then you're done. But it obviously leaves a little bit of a blank space. So that would be up to you if you want to have that or not. And if you do delete a column, even if it's all the way over here, everything should shift over and it should be completely fine with the charts. So you may have to go in it and change the range, which I will show you guys right here what that means. So if I click this, the way that it calculates this is that I put it to a certain column on that first page, and then it tracks to see if a certain word pops up. So the certain word for that was POC. So it's in column N. And then I put N2 because it doesn't start till N2 all the way down to N. So if for some reason it's being funky and you find out it's because you got rid of the format it's read in or something like that, and it's now in column M instead of N, and it didn't realize that and didn't shift it, you could just go in and change it to M. And that's easy. It's really, really simple. And then I'm also going to show you guys how to change one of these. So let's just say you're like, okay, I don't want to do half stars. So what you do is you just want to go down and highlight this whole column. You don't want to do it with the rating part in it, but just all of the ones that have like the little drop down. So you want to do that, go to data, and then go to data validation. And so right here is the list. So it has 1, 1.5, 2, 2.53, etc., etc. And so if you don't want to do half stars, you just want to delete it. But you don't want to have a space in between the commas. That's what we're used to doing in writing, but you literally want to do 1, 2. You don't want to have a space. And then you would just go in and you would just delete the half stars and the extra commas. And then you save it. And so now you can see it's telling me that this is not on the list. But now when you have the drop down, it's just those. So you could do that for any of these, including genre. The only problem now is that for the charts, you can see there are going to be some blank ones. And so basically you would just shift all of these to get rid of this. It does take a hot second if you do want to get rid of these, but you just need to shift this back over here. So I will show you guys that an example. So basically I would just get rid of all of these. And so now what I would do is I would copy this over here. Okay, so I would make sure that this is the same. So when I shifted it over, it shifted it from D2 or column D to column C. So you just want to make sure that it's the right column. So I'm going to shift this over here. Okay, make sure that this is also for column D, it shifted it. And then just shift this. And then you just want to get rid of these, and then you just want to make sure these are colors that you want.
I'm going to put this as yellow because I want it to yellow. Green, I want there to be blue, so I'm going to put blue, and then I'm going to put purple. So those are my colors.
So I need the colors of the bars to match up with the new colors, so I would just go to Edit Chart, Customize, and then you want to go to Series, and then go to 1 star. So that matches up, that is red.
So then I would go to 2 stars. I'm like, okay, well now I put to this yellow. 3 stars I put to this green. 4 stars I put to this blue. 5 stars I put to that purple. And now everything is lined up.
It does have a column for average rating, but you don't need that. So you just go down here and go to this and click remove. And then when you did that, now it just has it like this. And you could do that to any of these little charts. And as I said, you can delete charts, but now that we got rid of those, that also affects over here because now you don't have these. And what you could do is you could just delete row for the ones that you got rid of, just like so. So let's just say though you want to add something like a genre. You would go back over here, and I'm going to highlight this little column again. And I'm going to go to data and go to data validation, and I want to add drama. So I'm going to just add it in there, put a little comma, and I like to put it in alphabetical order even though it automatically does it. So now in the drop down there's drama, but now you need to track it in these charts. So I'm going to add, so I added a little column, and I like to put it in alphabetical order, which takes a second, so I'm just going to add it in right here. Because I just don't have the time. Like, you literally will have to shift all of these over, like how I showed you with the other ones, but I already showed that to you, so I'm just going to add it in. And so the text is there, it's just white, so I'm going to choose this color actually, and I'm going to change this blue to that blue, just like that. And then you just want to copy the formula from the one that's next to it, so right there is horror, and then I'm just going to change this to drama instead, but everything else is good. Then I'm going to make sure this is filled in the correct color, and I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, and that's it. But then now you have to go to the chart and click Edit Chart and go to Pie Slice, and you can see this is where you put the colors in for this one. So I'm going to, but now you have to go to the chart and click Edit Chart. And so what you want to do is you can see the data range goes from 04 to T5 and then 06 to T7. And I'm just going to change this from 04 to U5 because now it's in this extra column. And if you just added, like, let's just say you added 2 genres, you would just change this one to U as well and have it right here. You just need to move it over so it realizes that there's something else there. And so now you want to go back to Edit Chart and go to this Pie Slice under Customize, and this is where the colors are. So I have drama, and that lines up.
Because the colors do kind of shift sometimes when you do that, so I'm just going to make sure everything is the correct color.
And now everything's the right color, like that. And then all you want to do is go to Monthly Stats. I'm going to put this one in alphabetical order because it's really easy right now. But you're just going to go to this and click insert one row above, go to drama, and then you just want to make sure that this is copied over into every single month. And then you can just go here, copy this, and then you just want to go and put in drama instead. The only difference with this is, like, you can't just copy and paste this now because this is for January. So when you go to copy this formula, now that what is going to read for drama, you want to copy this, put it into this month, and then you want to change it to February. And then you put it in here, change it to March, April, May, etc., etc. So that's all that I'm going to show you for today. I will have the template linked down below, but it is a Google template, so when you copy it, that means that you will not have access to it to change like the main template, and you're going to have to make a copy under File, Make a Copy, and then it'll say Copy of Template, but then you can just change it to whatever you want to name it, and then you have your own template. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of long and complicated, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you decide to use the template, I would love to hear about it down below. But that's all that I have for this video today, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye everybody.
Trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby I'm on high.